Ecstatic Bliss. Secrets to living a juicy life. If soul alignment is the internal work, truth embodiment, or we may even also say soul embodiment, is the external work, where actually everything that you have mastered inside becomes more tangible, more visible to the outer world, and your soul actually really starts living. In today's episode, we are diving into the 7th phase already of the soulgasmic spiral of my one-on-one signature mentoring. And maybe you followed along, maybe you are skipping back and forth some of the episodes, but I really advise for this one to have a look at the last episode about soul alignment, because it is, in a way, the very basis of truth embodiment. Because soul aligned always is truth-based. If you align to your soul, it is always based on truth. And what is truth? Well, there may be one ultimate truth, but truth in that sense is what feels aligned and in resonance with you at a given moment. And this changes over time, because with each insight you gain, your truth varies. Your truth can be one today and tomorrow a different one. And here's also the first invitation already, that you allow yourself that your truth changes. That one day you can see the world like this and the other way. Another day it is a different way, because this is the paradox of life that reflects inside of us. Life is not just one path, it is multiple, as you know. And with truth embodiment, we come to explore what it means to really come more into this denser dimension of the physical body, but also, on a broader sense, to our multidimensional self, which means that it is not only about the body we see and with which we sense, but also maybe you are familiar with the koshas, the layers or sheets of the body in yoga philosophy, that it is actually about multiple bodies. And each one of those has different specific outlets in a way. And we can say there's this physical body, really what we can grasp. Then there's the energetic body or prana body also, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual or Ananda body, the bliss body. And with each body more outwards from your physical body, it becomes more subtle and therefore also less visible, so to say. And a lot of people, I would argue, on the spiritual path, especially in the beginning, get a lot stuck in the just non-visible atmosphere and neglect the physical, and actually bypass that the physical body is also part of the divine game, is also divinity. And this is what I love about Tantra, that it merges the physical with the spiritual. That it is not about denying either of them, or not saying one is better than the other, but finding a way how to merge them into oneness. Because otherwise, why would have you been here, incarnated? The soul wanted to make this experience of incarnation. So it shows embodiment. And we can say from that perspective, actually, embodiment is kind of going next level on your spiritual path. That it is not just okay, I have this body, but actually I want to sit in meditation and transcend my body. But more so, a reclamation of, yes, I'm a soul, I'm a spirit, but I have this human experience, so I can actually make progression or grow or even expand and cycle through different identities, as we explored in another episode, but to play with this form. That it is not just a knowing or feeling of, okay, I have this body and I have the spirit or the soul, but moving with it, becoming so clear in your own alignment that you vibrate in your soul. And by this, actually also to become a living transmission for others. This is something I've contemplated, especially this year, about this being a living transmission on my journey also, to live my dharma even more in an embodied form in this everyday life, even beyond what I share, to just even when I come into a room or when I greet people, that they know or feel what I am about, what my soul is about, which is not always consciously, but more subconscious perception people have of you. But nevertheless, they get their transmission, or the soul inside gets the transmission and takes a bit away from it in the sense of learning from it and integrating that in their own body system. And that is very beautiful. If I imagine each one of us soul aligned, soul embodied or truth embodied, and living transmissions walking all around us, and we have in a way clear mirrors. I mean, if we see this mirror principle, we all mirror an aspect of ourselves, and the more pure and clear we are in our own self, we become a very much more clear mirror for others to see themselves, remember themselves clearly as well. So truth embodiment is both for you, but also for others, for the collective, a very, very essential part, what I see especially in the upcoming years. Predominantly, obviously, in those people who have already journeyed quite a bit. Because when I look back, I also started in a way by reading a lot of books, and embodiment comes at a later stage, almost naturally, by, okay, I've now attained so much knowledge. Where is the wisdom? And the wisdom comes from knowledge plus experience. So without experience, knowledge remains kind of like a repetitive mind game. Yeah, experience is what makes it worth living, or you even have your own insights into something. And if you combine both knowledge and experience, it becomes wisdom. And wisdom is that what you integrate deeply into your system to embody it holistically. So truth embodiment is not about transcending, but about integrating, about merging physical and non-physical, the visible and the not visible, and actually all dimensions to realize and express your multidimensional self. Another big topic that is in the field, in the collective field, and also in the upcoming years, to own our multidimensional self. That we are not even either 3D or 5D. This split, what is the common discussion of, okay, we have been in 3D and now we are moving to 5D, is a little bit shallow sometimes, because all dimensions are valuable, all dimensions are valid and beautiful. It is more so about discernment, how to use them efficiently or beneficially, or to that extent where the soul wanted to make these experiences you came here for to experience. In that sense, truth embodiment is part of this human journey of your soul. We don't need embodiment without this body. Yeah, embodiment in the body, we can also say. So to really let your soul inhabit your body again. And sometimes I really feel a lot of people have so much disconnected from their body. Either way, like these people who even work out a lot, sometimes they're overdoing it, extending their body into, I just think of bodybuilding at the moment to the extreme. And they not really actually honor their body, but use it as a machine. And then the other extreme is, okay, I'm just eating whatever I want. I don't care. I am sitting on the couch potato. So these extremes like bodybuilding and couch potato images I just now have in my mind. But somewhere in the middle, yeah, we can say it's the more healthy part of valuing, cherishing even your body as a temple. And soul inhabitation, yeah, it's maybe another term of truth embodiment. I'm always inventive with my words. To let the soul really live in your body. Or, yeah, you know, like as if you wanted to flood your whole body with the essence of your soul. And sometimes I have this meditation, sometimes it also comes naturally, as if I'm sitting and I invite my soul, okay, please flood my whole body, each cell with your essence, with my essence. So it's as if you have a light beam coming down and everything sprinkles on your body and goes deeper down into your cells. And then you let all of this settle in the organs, in your bones, in your muscles. It's really like inviting your own self inside yourself. Yeah, because oftentimes it's easier for the mind to think about separation first, that the body is separate from the soul and the soul inhabits the body. But at some point, of course, it merges so that your soul and body are not very different. And sometimes you also think, okay, this is the body and my soul is inside of it. But there's also this theory that all is consciousness, so your soul is much broader, much wider, much more expanded than your dense body, so that the body actually lives inside the soul. Either way you see it, soul and body are not separate. And so humanity in general has to learn again to really use this body vessel, this form, as a form of expression for the soul. Not as a human only, but as the soul essence that wants to experience itself. And maybe you also want to take a moment here to reflect on yourself before I continue. Just breathing into your heart, into your body, and feeling, is my soul actually at the moment here? Or am I too much in my mind listening? Or what is my body doing? Maybe you are multitasking at the moment, you're doing something, and while doing it, you are listening. Where's your body and where's your soul? And this is one first practice you can do to fine-tune your senses to feel your soul. It's a beautiful practice to, also for soul alignment, to really have a conversation with your soul, to have a date with your soul, so to say, and get to know your own true essence and self. And it's an ongoing practice. And for me, it's always like so peaceful and like coming home, like nothing really matters. And wherever I am, it's perfect what it is in the moment. So breathing anchors you. It's also the very first and easiest practice to ground yourself, to anchor yourself in your body, to breathe more deeply and fully, like belly and chest that both expand and contract fully. The breath is what anchors, what grounds, and what, in a way, draws your energy inside your body. So if you're a lot in your mind, consciously breathing brings you back more into the body. Likewise, widely dancing, moving, stomping, movement, screaming also, and using your voice, sounding, or gibberish. All of these tools bring you down into your body. back from your mind. Oftentimes, actually, it's not about soul and body, but more about mind and body. And mind is part of body, but we separated it a lot due to societal, impact also that values the mind very much, or has valued the mind over the heart, over the soul, and even over the body. So this is also part of Tantra, that breath, sound, and movement, and I always add touch as well, or the senses in general, these are the key elements to bring you more down, grounded into your physical form. Breathing deeply, sounding in any form without goal, without direction, movement in the wildest form or in the softest form, and touch, either touching yourself or being touched, because it directly gives you an idea where your boundaries of the physical are. And that you can include daily, and I do. I daily use all these 4 tools: breath, sound, movement, touch. And smartly enough, all of them together bring a lot of magic in your life. Also, what is connected with embodiment and using your energy or life force energy soul is sacred sexuality, which is also part of Tantra, which is in a sense moving with your life force energy, your prana, your chi, to feel fully alive, to really feel inside your body the sensations of being alive. As a reminder, your soul incarnated because it wanted to experience itself. It wanted to feel, to sense what it is to be alive, to know what am I actually. And the body, in all its dimensions, in all its levels, is the tool to experience. And part of it is this life force energy, which is basically also connected to the divine, the current of life. Without that, we wouldn't exist. So anchoring yourself, grounding yourself in everyday life is something very essential to stay here now in this dimension, to not float away, especially if you have a lot of spiritual practices or are a lot busy in your mind. Then grounding techniques, walking barefoot in nature, touching something, self-touch, eating grounding food, all of this becomes very important, and to counterbalance this overactive, non-visible aspect where you're diving in. Balance is always the key, as you know. So these were all impulses, inspirations from me to get more the idea of your soul really inhabiting your body and how you can use this form or this body of yours to reclaim being alive as both spirit and matter, where spirit and matter merge into existence. And once you are more familiar with your own body-soul system, the more you also transmit this to the outside. That is what I touched in the beginning, that once you really start feeling your soul inside, and that is actually something that I cannot even put fully into words, because it is something that is very personal, that you will experience, and in a way also it comes to you naturally because the soul guides you towards it, or the soul navigates this path for you if it's meant to be when you're ready. Then at some point it becomes not only about embodiment, but about this transmission of transmitting your soul through your body, and your body then in all directions, on the physical, on the mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual level, on all these levels, to integrate them and to become that transmission of an energy, what your soul core frequency is vibrating in. And there we actually come back to the decoding of your soul's blueprint. If you want, you can also listen again to that episode of Decoding Your Soul. Because there this is written in the stars, in the planets, so to say, in the cosmos, as a divine architecture of your soul. And even without decoding it, you will at some point feel more of, okay, this is how I feel. This is how my soul feels or senses. And then the soul becomes eager and curious. Oh, how can I bring this down here, so to say? How can I bring it down here in the density, what I am, what I truly vibrate in? And this is a path of self-mastery, what I call it, because I'm walking that path. I feel this is, my whole life is about analyzing and contemplating and reflecting on myself and mastering who I am and what I transmit, and aligning myself closer and closer and closer and closer to my soul, which is essentially after this layer of soul is even stripped away, which is love itself, unconditional love. And then you not only become this transmission of your unique core frequency, but also a transmission of love. Of love. To remind others, hey, beneath all your stories, beneath all your identities, roles and masks, and you have probably heard that from me many times, beneath all of this is just the vibration of love, or that what we even cannot grasp in words. And to walk as this transmission, you can practice daily, both in your private and your professional life, in the material world, and also in the spiritual world, in a sense. And a base start would be, for example, to practice karma yoga. Karma yoga, to do good deeds, to have compassion, to share also your path for others as an inspiration. Also to walk in joy and passion, to follow your joy and passion. Not necessarily listening to the truth of others in the sense of following them, maybe as an inspiration. Same as listening to this podcast right now, to just get glimpses into others' perception of the very same world, and then draw what resonates from it for your own personal experience, your own personal alignment and embodiment. This means also to listen more to your soul and the divine than to your limited human mind. Listening more deeply even, more authentically, more radically. To not get distracted also. A material world is very distractive. This is an inbuilt mechanism, so to say, to have this distraction so that we switch between illusion and remembrance. But if you want to walk in your dharma, all distractions at some point, in a way, need to fall away as a vibrational noise behind your truth. And sometimes life will send you exactly challenging moments so that you can stand firm in your own truth. And for that, obviously, you need to first decipher what is actually my truth. What is my truth in this very moment, or long-term in my incarnation? And to continuously align back to soul so that you can translate what you find out about yourself, to translate it into your physical form. So this is my impulse for you for today, to contemplate even more on the relation between your soul and your body, how much they actually already work together, how you merge them, how you see them, or where you feel discrepancy, where you lost touch. And if you can, right after this podcast episode, because we have been a lot in the mind now, I invite you to stand up, shake yourself through, or put your favorite music on and dance to really come back to your body and continue walking your own soul-embodied truth, your own energetic transmission. So much love and bliss, Soraya Ananda. If you feel the deep pull to walk this spiral more intimately, Soulgasm, my 6-month one-on-one sacred mentoring awaits you. This is a living embodiment of all I transmit here, but uniquely decoded for your soul. Enter the portal of ecstatic bliss and unleash your personal soulgasmic reality. All details and the link to book your vibrational match call are in the show notes.